There is one reason most people remain poor, and it has nothing to do with luck, education, or opportunity. It's the way they think. The most dangerous poverty isn't financial, it's mental. It's a quiet, invisible disease that kills dreams long before they are born. People don't realize they're trapped because the walls around them are made of beliefs, not bricks. They've been conditioned to believe that success belongs to others, the talented, the gifted, the privileged, while they were meant only to survive. But survival is not success, and comfort is not happiness. The truth is harsh. Poverty often begins in the mind long before it appears in the bank account. Most people grow up being told to be realistic, to play it safe, to settle for what you can get. Those words sound wise, but they are chains disguised as advice. They silence ambition, weaken confidence, and train the mind to expect little. When you expect little, you receive little. That's not fate, that's programming. You've been taught to think small, and small thoughts create small lives. Every action a person takes is born from a thought. When those thoughts are rooted in fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of risk, they produce hesitation and inaction. And inaction is the soil where poverty grows. People wait for conditions to be perfect, for the right time, for more money, for motivation. But perfection never arrives. Waiting becomes a lifetime habit, and that habit becomes the reason they never rise. The poor mindset says, I'll start when I have enough. The wealthy mindset says, I'll start and find a way. The poor mindset looks for security. The wealthy mindset looks for growth. One lives to avoid loss. The other lives to create value. It's not about money, it's about mentality. Money follows those who solve problems, not those who complain about them. Value attracts wealth, and value is created by vision. Most people will never escape poverty because they confuse effort with direction. They work hard, but they work without purpose. They repeat the same routine, expecting a different outcome, trapped in cycles of comfort and fear. Hard work without growth is just movement without progress. The world doesn't reward motion. It rewards evolution. And yet, everything can change the moment one truth is accepted. You are not a victim of circumstance, but of your own conditioning. Poverty ends the instant the mind refuses to accept limitation as destiny. When the inner conversation changes from I can't to how can I, the world begins to shift. You are not poor because the world is unfair. You are poor because you've accepted boundaries that were never real. The mind that believes in limits will live a limited life. But the mind that believes in possibility will eventually find proof of it. The first step to wealth is not earning more, it's thinking differently. Because once the mind is free, the rest follows. Wealth has never been about money. It has always been about mindset. Those who rise to success understand one timeless truth. Success is not something that happens by accident. It is something that is built by design. It's crafted in silence, through discipline, focus, and a refusal to quit. The foundation of wealth begins with thought, the ability to think differently, to see beyond what is, and to believe in what could be. The poor mindset waits for permission. The wealthy mindset acts without it. The poor mindset says, I wish I could, while the wealthy mindset says, I will figure it out. The poor mindset looks at problems and complains. The wealthy mindset looks at the same problems and sees opportunity. This difference in thinking creates entirely different lives. What separates one person's story from another is not the hand they were dealt, but how they chose to play it. True wealth is not inherited. It is created. It begins the moment someone decides to stop being controlled by excuses. People who escape poverty don't wait for motivation. They create it. They don't rely on luck. They rely on learning. They understand that the world doesn't owe them anything, but it will give them everything if they bring value, courage, and consistency. Every skill can be learned. Every failure can become fuel. Every limitation can be broken. But only when the mind stops searching for shortcuts and starts building strength. The reason most people never become rich is because they avoid the process that builds it. They want the rewards without the responsibility. They crave results without the sacrifice. They look for comfort in a world that only rewards courage. The truth is, success doesn't belong to those who simply wish for it. It belongs to those who are willing to fight for it every single day. The wealthy understand that time is their greatest currency. They invest it into growth, not entertainment. They invest it into learning, not complaining. They know that every hour wasted is an opportunity lost forever. The poor mindset says, there's always tomorrow. The wealthy mindset knows that tomorrow is built by what you do today. Every person has the same 24 hours. The difference is in how those hours are used. While one scrolls, another studies. While one waits, another works. While one doubts, another decides. The gap between poverty and prosperity is not chance. It's choice. Wealth doesn't begin with what's in your hands. It begins with what's in your head. It's the courage to believe that something greater is possible. It's the discipline to act even when no one is watching. It's the refusal to accept mediocrity as destiny. When that belief takes root, life begins to change not slowly, but powerfully. Because when the mind evolves, everything else follows. It's time to stop settling for a life that doesn't challenge or inspire. The greatest lie ever told is that success is for the few. It's not. It's for those who decide. Every great transformation begins the moment someone says, enough. Enough of waiting. Enough of doubting. Enough of living beneath their potential. The world doesn't change for those who hope. It changes for those who act. The one reason you're still poor is not your background, not your circumstances, not the economy. It's the fear that lives inside your mind. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of discomfort. But fear is only as powerful as the permission you give it. The same fear that holds one person back is the same fear another person conquers and builds a new life from. What separates them isn't luck, it's decision. One chooses to run from fear, the other chooses to face it. The time to change is not someday. Someday is an illusion that steals decades. The time is now, because every day spent waiting is a day spent staying the same. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for opportunity. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is the one you decide to begin. Action creates clarity. Clarity creates confidence. And confidence creates results. Discipline will take you where motivation cannot. Growth will happen when comfort ends. Wealth will appear when excuses disappear. The path to abundance is not easy, but it's simple. Learn relentlessly, act consistently, and think independently. Don't follow the crowd, lead your own journey. Refuse to let your story end in limitation. Your future is being written right now by the choices you make. You can choose to keep repeating the same patterns, or you can choose to rewrite the script. You can choose to stay comfortable, or you can choose to grow. You can choose to think like the poor version of yourself, or rise as the powerful one. You were meant to be. You have everything it takes to break free, but you must believe it. And then prove it through action. Every step, every lesson, every struggle will build you. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the prison you once lived in was never real. It was just made of thoughts you finally outgrew. This is your moment. Don't let it pass. Don't let fear define your fate. The one reason you're still poor is because you've been waiting. Stop waiting. Start becoming. Change your mind, and you'll change your life. The future belongs to those who dare to believe they can create it. Now, go create yours.